So I lived in
Okay.
Australia on the Gold Coast. I'm surfing almost every day back 24 years ago,
Okay.
study abroad. I returned to Minnesota with an amazement for surfing, a fascination, a desire to learn. And I was willing to research like crazy because of amazement, because of wonder. I researched, I connected in like this is a long time ago, dates me, chat rooms online around
Mm.
freshwater surfing. I went in middle of the night, traveled up to Stony Point, north of Duluth, and I surfed in late November and got
Whoa.
hypothermia. I did all of this out of pursuit
Mm.
for something that amazed me. It amazed me. I was willing to, the fascination and amazement I would do so much for. And we do this when we're dating, pursuing our wives, right? But the constant loop of amazement in fatherhood, it's everywhere. But wonder, right? It seeps out with every year of age we live. We get a little more crusty and prickly instead of amazed. And I just want to cheer for myself. I want to cheer for my daughters, for all these other dads to stay amazed because when our eyes shine with amazement, curiosity, we'll learn. We'll take times learning. We'll take notes. We'll
Mm.
we'll be curious, and the people around us can tell our level of amazement and wonder, and they
Mm.
feel treasured. And that's this idea of fatherhood being a gift versus a grind. Amazement, it ripples in so many good ways into my friendships, into my local community, my neighborhood, my girl. But yet we all drift towards dull, frustrated, short,
Right.
so that's what I want to stoke
I
up.
love that. That's so good. Yeah, that idea that familiarity breeds contempt, and that
Yeah,
sometimes you
yeah,
can be a part of the most amazing thing in the world, but if it's so close to you, you don't
yeah.
realize its preciousness, and you're not fueled by that endless passion and curiosity and wonder that comes naturally from, whoa, I'm a father. Like I'm building into these generations. Like God has given me this gift, and because it's something that we take for granted because we can biologically reproduce it is I try to grab on any glimmer I can about the wonder and the amazement of what it means to be a father. One of the ones recently I was listening to an atheist physicist really work through like so he was asking him some really difficult questions about the nature of consciousness and how they can't figure out what it is. And he's just looking into the universe, and he says, there is one thing we know about consciousness that's really really strange. And then they're like, what is that? And like, we know exactly how to create new portals of consciousness in the universe. And they're like, well, how do you do that? You're like, you have children.
Yes,
And I was like,
yes,
whoa, here you have an atheist who's just like, he is amazed at this incredible power, superpower that men and women have when they come together to, in his words, create new portals into consciousness. Now that's an interesting way to say it, but I'm always looking for like what is the most valuable, because he was making the case the most valuable thing in the universe is consciousness. And obviously when we read the Bible and you understand that God cares so much about us, cares so much about
mhm,
multi-generational family. He loves the role of father. He calls himself a father. Jesus loved calling himself a son. The gospel is encapsulated in family, father, son, language. The church is brothers and sisters. I mean, just on and on. You start to realize, yeah, this what we're stewarding here is incredible, and you're not going to get to the bottom of it. And one of the things I love about your story, Jeff, is just the 400 plus podcast episodes and all the things you're trying to distill in this book. It's like, what I hear you saying is it was really fueled by that. You were really working to stay amazed at this
that's
thing and
it.
then try to distill that wisdom for us.